the death of my parents. I know this will happen. I'm talking about my biggest fears as a 26-year-old control freak and my biggest goals as a 26-year-old ambitious control freak. First of all, the death of my parents. I know this will happen. I know this will happen one day. Everybody knows that this will happen one day. But that's why I said I'm a control freak, not only because of that. There are many reasons why I think that. But I was always so afraid of someone dying in my life. Especially my parents, especially my mother. Dad, I love you. But my mother and I, we are just so close. She's my best friend. I love her. And I feel like we have so much we have to do because we didn't get the chance in the past for many, many things to do. And so I feel like we're running out of time. Losing my brother because my sister already died. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. And my brother is 11 and a half years older than me. So he will probably die before me. Just like my sister did. I was 17 as my sister died. She was 23. And I will make a video on that in detail sooner or later. Dying before I found my mission. That's very important for me because every time I think I found my thing, my mission, the thing I am here for on this earth, I'm scared that I might die before it. Being someone who thinks she's self-reflective, but in reality I'm not changing at all. That's a big fear. I know it's irrational because I know that I change because I can see it on many, many things. The way I reacted a few months ago or a few years ago to now, my reaction is completely different in so many areas of my life. I'm always scared that I'm not filming. That's my biggest fear, that I'm not filming. Being avoidant after an abusive or toxic relationship, I don't like it to call it abusive, but it was abusive. And now I'm scared that I might be avoidant or slipped into this avoidant thing because I don't even know if these are things you get diagnosed with or you just say you are it. I was anxious attached to my ex-boyfriend who was abusive, and now I'm kind of scared that I might be avoidant or I could become avoidant. I didn't have an encounter with anyone else after that. Never making enough money to have zero money worries. That's pretty self-explanatory. I grew up in poverty. We didn't have much money. We had a roof over our heads. We had food and drink and everything, but that's it. We didn't travel. We didn't take any vacation. We never did anything all together as a family, which I'm very sad about. And I'm scared that I have to repeat this lifestyle and never be someone who's wealthy. Cancer, me or anyone, Alzheimer's or dementia, me or anyone, literally every illness that is big, ALS, dementia, all of this, I guess these are things that are very understandable and I don't need to explain them very much because I think you will get it. This is such a big fear lingering inside of me. I was always a very anxious person because I'm thinking about so many things, about every option that is possible on this planet. And I was scared as a little child that everyone is dying. I was always scared that my pets are dying, and they all did, and I survived it. And I know that if someone or a pet or something else dies, or a relationship or a friendship ends, that I will overcome it. But I'm just a very anxious person. Not being able to travel frequently and visit every continent because I'm a person I love traveling, and I'm a person, I don't need those, not like the other girls, no, that's a joke. I don't need this viral food spots or viral hotspots, or you have to visit this or that. I've visited Japan or Tokyo last year, and I had 2 things on my list where I was, I have to visit that, and that was it. I was 10 days there and just did what I wanted to. I decided on the day and drove to there. That I'm a free traveler. Because I'm such a control freak, I tend to not do that on vacations while I'm traveling. That's weird because I tend to control everything and overthink everything, and because I'm so anxious. And on vacations, I'm just like, yep, we will see. I don't know. The death of anyone, I said that earlier. And getting addicted to something, that's a big fear of mine, because the possibility, that's what I talked about. My brain is always like, this could all happen. The possibility that something so traumatic happens to me is always there. And that people often tend to cope with drugs is big. So I'm scared that this might happen. And that I never evolve, that I always feel kind of stuck, because this is something that I'm feeling for a long, long time. Not really stuck, more in a stagnant way, because I don't realize how much I'm growing, and that you have to build a fundament before you can build the rest of the house. But sometimes I don't see that sometimes, or some people, need way more inner work to do before something big happens, or you get wealthy or whatever. But my biggest goals are enough money to never look at the price labels again. That is something I said that at 15, I guess. At 15 I was like, I want to be so wealthy or so rich or have so much money that I'm not looking at the price labeling while I'm shopping. Not shopping, grocery shopping, clothing, everything. I just don't want to look at it, or have to look at it. You know what I mean? Find my mission and why I'm here. That's something I'm doing right now. I'm trying to find my mission. And this content creation or speaking to others, I wanted to make a YouTube account at the ripe age of 14, right where this whole YouTube era began, was always there. So I'm kind of thinking this might be the direction I have to go to. Write a book, a novel, because I'm a writer, but because I love so many things. I do so many things. I dream about so many things. I don't have enough time in my life to do everything. But I know that someday there will be the day and the possibility to do everything. So I want to write a book. Create something out of the pain I went through. Because, I don't want to go into detail now, but in my life were many, many things that were very, very bad. As I said earlier, I was in an abusive relationship and my sister died as I was 17. That were pretty much traumatic things. And there were many more. And I just want to make sense of them. That's kind of going into this find my mission thing, because I guess those two are connected, but I don't know how to connect them and what to do with it. I finally find my perfect match. Finally, I'm 26, I'm not 30. 30? I'm almost 30. I didn't want to say 30. I want to say 80. Finally. What means finally? I had 2 relationships. Long-term relationships. Both of them were 4 years long. But I want to find my perfect match. The partner. The person for me who just fits, who gets me, who likes me for who I am, because my 2 ex-boyfriends didn't. They just liked the idea of me. I don't want to get into detail either right now. Flying business class regularly and fly first class at least once in my life. I want to fly more than once, but first of all, I want to do it at least once. Show my children every continent. Because, I don't know, that's just, someone said that in a reality TV show, and they said they wanted to visit every continent with their child. And I was like, yes, I want to do that as well. I don't know. That's not a very detailed thing. That's just something I want to do. Live in a van. That's literally something I'm saying since 2020 or 2019. I think it was 2019. Go backpacking, also 2019. But I think van life would be more my thing, because I have to have my cozy home. I find very much comfort in my home. So backpacking kind of would be a lot. And I want a community that gets me and loves me for who I am, and I want to get them. I want to have a real community, not like I want 2,000 followers. 2,000 is not much. That's 2,000 not much. 2,000 people. That's 2,000. 2,000 people is so much. I don't know why I said it's not much, because in relationship, in relation to, I wanted to say a very I wanted to say a higher number. I wanted to say 200,000. That I don't want this. I don't have this specific goal of I want to have X amount of followers. I just want to have a community of people. That's why I want to make content I want to make, so people can find me while I'm being me, and not having some content strategies or cutting out every breath I take. And I want to overcome the wounds of high school. I guess I'm doing that, and I did that very much because bullying is such a big part of my life. I was bullied, and I was hated, or I am being hated on social media again. And I was back in 2024 and 25, as I had another TikTok account. I was bullied there as well. And that's just like who I am. I'm someone who gets bullied. And there are many other things I want to heal from. And I know that not everything is fully healed yet. Yeah. If you want to, you could comment your biggest fears or biggest goals, or just one. And if you don't want to comment at all, not my problem.